What's your last name again?
Whigham.
Whigham. I don't know why I want to say Whigham.
Whigham.
I don't know why I want to
can't
say
tell you
that.
how many versions of my name I get.
Oh my God. Good evening and welcome to Real Talk, where we have real conversation about business, entertainment, and lifestyle. I am Angelita, the coach, and of course, you know I am joined here with my co-host, none other than Mr. King Wesley.
And she's so rude. You know you got to turn that phone on silent, but we're not even going to start the new year off like that.
I don't even know. Look, that's probably what is it? Scam likely.
Scam likely.
I don't even know that number. Hey, King, what's up?
Man, what they do? Happy New Year.
I know, Happy New Year. I feel like I haven't seen you since last year.
I ain't seen you all
Yeah,
year.
right.
Exactly. Like, it was around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was the last time I seen you. The last show.
Yeah, we took all December off.
Yes, we did.
For the holidays and, did the Santa Claus thing.
Yes.
How was your holiday?
It was good. But before we get into our conversation, because we got a lot to catch up on. I ain't seen you since last year. But we are also joined in the studio with Shelly Whigham. She is the owner of Renovation Travel, and Deshaun Robinson, owner of One Unit Executive Protection. Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's
Good to be here.
He don't look happy. He like, man, they got a camera on.
You know, that's the crazy part about it is that's Deshaun's look like all the time. Even when he happy, he look like that.
Being in security, you got to do that.
That's
though.
his
Like,
face.
You know what? It's the rest.
I just used to a camera just like being like right there, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, usually it's a shadow cuts. Like I saw you, but I wasn't sure that was you on the kitchen.
Oh no, they gonna see you.
They like, nah, bro, it's you.
It's you.
We got the tape. We
That's
selling
okay. It wasn't me. We all look good. We all look the same in black. That's all I'm saying. We all look the same in black.
If you, of course, as you guys know, you can download the Podcast Detroit app. Click on Studio 4, and that's where you'll hear us. Or you can go to www.podcastdetroit.com and click on Studio 4. As always, we welcome all of your questions and comments on our show, so you can call us at 248-838-3661. That's 248-838-3661. We're going to talk to Deshaun and Shelly a little bit later, but I got to catch up with my brother here.
Man, I miss my dog, man.
What's going on?
Man,
Give me some love. Bring it in.
It's like, man, for real, like that whole month was, a month and a half. It was just like, how you feel like you're supposed to be somewhere, and you're like, man, hold on, I'm supposed to be somewhere.
Right.
Oh, no, today is Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to. Nope, we go back next year.
Right.
And then she didn't call me, like, none.
I
She just disowned me
All right.
for 45 days.
About right.
You know what? Truth be told, I did not disown you for 45 days. I don't want you to feel like that. But you, my friend, have been busy.
They always
Okay.
put that up on
on.
being busy.
The defender low key, she talked about the podcast a lot. She just didn't say nothing about
me.
Right. Exactly.
About her bro.
Yeah.
Well,
Nope.
here's the thing, though. Sometimes I have to save King for later. Oh, actually, no, Deshaun. Deshaun. No. That's not how that went down. Now I got to think about what you said, because when we had our meeting, nope, don't you say a word. Because I gave you the flyer. I sent out the flyer. And your your exact words to me was,
Who's that man on the picture?
you was like, who was that? But you felt some type of way. You was like, who was that? You was like, who was that other man on the flyer?
Look, I've been beefing with light skin for a long time. You know what I mean?
Hold on, bro. I ain't light skinned. I'm not light skinned. I'm like
Close to it. I know.
Caramel.
You know, like you felt so. I seen it on your face. You were kind of like in your feelings because
Like, dude.
it was another man on the flyer.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what was going on. The last time I met you, the last guy that was on a fire with you didn't make it too long, so I figured.
Really?
hey, good info. Good info, my brother. We got to stick together.
Really? That's how you gonna do me?
But I'm just saying, flyer, milk carton, hey, you
Oh.
can't.
Oh, man.
So you just gonna put all my business out here on the podcast, right? Okay, really?
Hey, man, he all right.
That's why I see why I ain't had you. I didn't bring you. I didn't invite you none in 2019. Now I see why I didn't invite you on the show.
So I guess I gotta start. Like, how was your Christmas and New Year? Like,
So my Christmas was good. It was really just laid back, low key. I hung out with family and just was all really in that element, that vibe. My New Year's, let me tell you, I had the best New Year's. Let me tell you, my house was quiet. Nobody was in my house but me. I had my glass of wine and my laptop and Netflix. I was loving it.
you know what?
I was loving
that.
it.
Sounds boring. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I loved it though. It was peace and,
That sounds
and
boring.
quiet. I
But
loved it.
I guess it could be.
Sometimes you need that, but that's just me. I was good.
So you came into the New Year like that.
I came into the New Year. I was trying, like I was waiting because my daughter, my 13-year-old, she was like, "I'm gonna call you." She was they were at their dad's house. She was like, "I'm gonna call you at 12 o'clock to tell you, Happy New Year." At 11:45, I'm like, "Oh my God, if they don't call," it was hard for me to stay up. I'm 41, so I didn't take a nap earlier in the day. Now dang well when you over like 35, you need to take a nap during the day. I didn't take a nap during the day for me to stay up to midnight. So soon as she was like Happy New Year, I was out.
Night.
Yes, night.
Man, but I had a whole lot going on.
Yes.
I had a whole lot going on.
So, and why we're all, and I know it's great, we want to talk about what we did. It was fun. We want to catch up on, because yes, it has been like over a month since, we've connected. But my time away has been very boring. It's just very laid back with family, just not interesting at all. So scratch my stuff. Let's talk about what you've been doing the last 45 days. Because here's the thing, even though I have not talked to King in the last 45 days, but obviously we're friends on social media, obviously. So I know what he been up to, but I want y'all to know what he been up to.
Well, I mean, it's the way I closed out the year is, I guess I can say this is how, without letting too much out of the bag, you're going to see a lot more of what you already saw.
Love it. I love it.
That's the best way I'm going to put that. But my Christmas was beautiful. I had all my kids there. They woke up to a wonderful Christmas. My New Year, it really matched yours. We didn't do nothing.
Got to do anything.
We didn't do nothing.
So why you hating? Wait till
I was sipping.
I'm calling wifey like
the
for
Branson.
real.
We was sipping the Branson, and just chilled out, man. We didn't do too much of nothing. We chilled out.
Yes. So we have a bottle of Branson sitting on the table here. And I had to remind King, King, do not drink all the Branson. Bring a bottle to the podcast. Just, So kind of tell people what is really the story behind Branson. Like, who created Branson?
Well, Branson Cognac and Le Chim Dois, which is a champagne. It was created and headed by Mr. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. I was able to, get a couple cases and actually get him to autograph the bottle and everything. I had a chance to talk to him about a few other things. But this cognac, because I'm a cognac sipper, this cognac is extremely, when I say extremely smooth, and if anybody's listening out there on the airways, if you really, indulge in the cognac,
right?
You definitely want to try this when it becomes available in the state of Michigan.
Oh,
it's
so this is not available in the state of Michigan.
It's not available yet.
So is it available though in other states?
Yes. Where I actually purchased it from, I was in Texas.
Okay.
I actually went down to Houston. We bought a couple cases, got some champagne. And he was just, he's feeling our vibe, of course.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, won't y'all come back, come to Dallas with us next week?" I said, "All right, cool." So we came home, flew back down, and we did it all over again, as you've seen the pictures or whatever. And man, it's just a vibe, man. And shout out to 50, man. Like this, he took the time out to personally sign all these bottles and give me the rundown about the product, which I'm not gonna get into because that's I would love for him to talk about that.
Right, for him to come
Yeah.
on or call in and
Yeah.
tell us about it. I'm putting it
So-
in the atmosphere,
'cause I'm
okay?
so happy.
Right.
I'm putting it in the atmosphere.
it's-
50 Cent calling
It's
on the
crazy.
podcast.
real quick, and I'm gonna jump off that. Just as when I came in, I seen both of you guys. When I came in, I was actually on the phone with one of my homies. That's a strong associate with 50. He's actually out in Cali with 50 right now. And they was going over, everything that's about to happen, and 2020. And he was talking about the champagne and the cognac. And 50 showed him. He got his homeboy's phone and showed him some videos, and these videos were all my content from everything that I had sent to his homeboy. Like he personally, in Dallas, he wanted to make a connection with me, like personally. So it's
That's
been,
what's up.
Yes,
it's been,
that's
it's
dope.
been tight.
up.
And my man, he called me. I was actually on the phone with my manager the first time he called, and I was like, I'll call him back. So I was like, he called back again. I was like, let me get off the phone. So when I hung up and called him back, he's like, man, I just walked out of the room with 50. So
That's what's up.
it was cool. He's like, man, I seen everything. They excited about what you're doing. With the pregame, and introduction, getting everybody acclimated, as much as you can in Detroit. And it's just a good vibe right now. And shout out to my man Little. He's actually about to be like the point person for Michigan when it comes to
Nice.
to the new product. So,
Okay, so
Club owner Little?
Huh?
Club owner Little?
Club on the Little. Yeah.
okay, so my question is, can I taste it after the show?
Sure.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
I mean, I don't see why I would bring a bottle. And
Well,
not
I
be able to
just,
taste
I gotta
it.
ask though,
It's just-
like I can't just be like, oh, let's.
It's
crack
a new
this
year.
bottle.
We got to
Right, we haven't
We got to do
celebrated.
new things. We got to do a New Year's toast to the show,
Absolutely.
to our guests,
Absolutely.
to everybody that's affiliated with
Absolutely.
Real Talk Detroit.
So, I'm super excited. I've always been a fan of King since the first time we met. So I love the fact that with all that's going on, he still remains King. You know what I'm saying? Like you still remain the same person. Your vibe is just super, super dope. So everything,
Hard to find.
Exactly. Very hard to find.
But what I
know?
noticed, but what I do notice, I mean to cut you off, but I do notice, people like us, magnet. We come together like through all the shift. I meant to say the other S word, but all the shift. Right? We find a way to get through.
Yeah, So, I love it. I love everything that's going on for you. And I mean, you're just so dope that like everything positive and everything great that's coming your way.
Pause. I didn't mean to cut you off again. But did you see what the homie Shaquille O'Neal said?
No.
Oh man, hold on. I'm about to blow your mind on this one. See, you didn't go on my Instagram today.
I haven't been on your
And this
Instagram
was-
today.
Man, this was pertaining to weight.
Oh no, I did see that, but I did not know that was Shaq.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look right there, that was
I didn't
him.
even look at the person.
Yeah, it was just in the blue. That's me talking. I was just
that's
reminding him because I just
dope.
met him last year in April, and I was reminding him where we met. What the conversation was about, and it was like a real. I did it like in April when I seen him. I made sure I said something that would stand out to him,
Yeah.
which was he had a saying back in. You see what he said?
That's dope.
I never cashed the NBA check, so I asked him. I said, "Well, hey man, you cashed any of them checks yet?" And he fell out laughing. He's like, "Yeah, with me making that bonehead play with my wife, I had to cash the check." So that's what you seen. How I refreshed the memory. You see, he said, "Oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
remember." He's like,
See, and that's
I
dope.
knew that I knew you." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, big shout out to Big Diesel, man, and Shaq, man, for checking out the movie Wait and
that's
giving me
dope.
feedback on that. Like,
The movie Wait, and this is funny too because like it for me, like when you like I sit next to him like twice a month and I talk to King and we text and we talk on, like this is my brother. So it's so funny though. Not funny, but it's just like when I see stuff on like the screen or like when I'm watching movies or like I seen the episode of Transitions on Amazon, it's interesting because I'm like, that's King. Like I sit next to King. Like that's King. That's my brother. So it's super dope to see, like all of the dopeness that's going on.
and shout out to my man Kirkland Morris. He's actually actually one of the writers of the new series that's coming to Stars, BMF, man. Shout out to my man
Nice.
Kirkland Morris.
Nice,
Tapping in
nice.
from the Chi area, man. I see you, man.
That's
Appreciate
what's
it.
up. So, hence why I had to spend like this time just, catching up with each other. My new year hasn't been as exciting.
But
It hasn't been.
it's vicariously though.
It hasn't been. But it has though. But we do different things. Like you're
Yeah.
King the actor, I'm Angelita the coach. So I mean, we're doing amazingly dope things
Yep.
in our respective fields of what it is that we do.
And I want you to remember what you just said. King the actor, Angelita the coach. I want to talk about that later
Okay.
after the show.
Okay.
And then we're gonna somewhere probably in the next few weeks. We're gonna talk about what I got to say. Just remind me, like, bro, what was you just saying?
Okay.
'Cause I forget.
Do I gotta write it down though? Because you get to talking and I'll be like, oh my god, he said it too fast.
No.
Do I gotta write it down?
Yeah,
Or
you
should I record it?
You should.
Let me just record it, y'all.
You should.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all, when King gets into his modes where he's like throwing stuff at me, I've learned very early on that I have to
Can we get a time check?
write it down.
Because
or
I'm just gonna spew it out, and I'm gonna put it on everybody's mind real quick.
it's 8:25.
8:25. We dead
good.
on. We got 5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes,
Okay,
yeah.
real quick. She mentioned Angelita the coach and King the actor. I want to challenge you, right? To be able to, when you walk out into the world every day, to be able to release that person. Be able to step away from Angelita the coach and King the actor, because once we brand those people, because we're not Angelita the coach and King the actor 24 hours a day.
Absolutely not, right?
Lord knows.
You got to know when to be able to release that person.
Wow.
Because people, you know what I mean? You got to sometimes you got to
right,
remind people like, hey,
right.
I no, I'm human.
Right.
And I found myself last year during our segments. I'm like, man, I'll be like, sis, you ain't got to talk about me all the time, But I love it though because she loves me,
yeah.
And that's how we do. We lift each other up. But I
Right,
do the same
right,
thing
right.
about her.
Absolutely.
But it's just the subconscious of it, like, no, this is what, this is me, this your brother.
Right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right, right.
I don't care how much money I have, who you see me with. Guess what?
No, you're
I know how to
still-
let that
yes,
person go. That
yeah.
actor, like,
Right.
no, bro, you're gonna get the real me.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm not gonna. I had to do that at home.
Right,
You know,
right,
my
right,
kids, they starting to come home like, Dad, they watching your movies. They want pictures and they want stuff, and they think that we rich and we like, whew, you know what I mean? So
They're
I'm
like, it's
man.
not what you think. It's
Yeah,
not what you think. Yeah.
I'm like, embrace it. Just
Right.
just embrace it. And just remain, and I got to teach them that remain who you are at all
Absolutely.
times.
Stay
Stay humble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's cool to push, your brand because your security company, that's a brand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not 24 hours just under that.
Real people.
I mean, but just depending on,
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, is and with security you are, but now with the help of Angelita, I've built a team around me now that I don't have to deal with so much of the day to day.
see,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
your way to step away from
That's
that.
my way of stepping away to it, but at the same time, security is 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I just, with the help of her, I've learned how to just insulate myself from it. Wherever it's not nothing, DEFCON 4, I don't get the call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's something real serious, then I get the call, then I'll address it or let my people know how to deal with it. If not, for the most part, my team deal with it. So far, so good. With the grace of God, everything's been going good with that. And, it's just, I've had a great year.
Then I see the square and compass. That says a lot. Like,
Yeah, I trouble a little bit.
It's a lot. I got a friend of mine who's his name's Jay. He's just became a Mason. He's in that first degree. He hasn't reached that third degree yet to where he can.
He got a little
He got a little bit to go.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, they asked one to be one. I understand.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Moving right along.
Okay, so again, guys, if you have any questions for myself, King, or our guest, you can dial in at 248-838-3661. Ask questions,
Again.
comments,
Again, that's 248-838-3661.
all of that good stuff. So, Shelly, we're going to go right on it. We're going to come right on over there to you. Hey, Shelly, how are you? Happy New Year.
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much. It's so glad to see another one, right?
Right. Thank you for coming on the show
Thank you
and
for having
chatting
me.
with us. And now it is the beginning of the year. So I know I know at least I can speak for myself. Like I have all these thoughts where I'm like, okay, this is my year. I'm traveling. I'm doing this. I'm going here. I'm going there. So tell our viewers and listeners, what is it that you do? What do you do? Tell us about Renovation Travel.
Well, Renovation Travel is a full-service travel agency. I am the owner and operator. Actually, it's a home-based business, and I do it from my home office.
That's sweet.
The best thing about the business is just being able to see people enjoy life, like you and King were just speaking about stepping away. Just teaching people how to enjoy life, and a lot of times they approach me and say, "Hey, a travel agent, why do we need that? Why do we need travel agents?" So I try to educate people on why we need. Today we're called travel advisors, no longer called travel agents because people are like, agents, what?
Right.
Yeah, so you're not walking into AAA in the office and saying, "Hey, I want to do this."
You need those people in the world, man. Like, for real, they make everything so much simpler. Like, me and my manager travels, guess who's doing the planet? Me. And I'm like, man, dude, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You got to find the best hotel that's close to the venue. That's that makes sense. Economically. And then try to get the best flights and trying to get there at a certain time. I want
right.
Shout out to the advisors.
Exactly.
It's definitely a process, and what people don't understand is being a travel advisor. So much comes with it. There are certifications. There's things you have to know. The average person says, "Oh, I can go online and I can book my own trip." Well, true. You can. You can do that, but you don't know what you don't know. And so we're hooked up with a lot of different vendors around the world. You go on Priceline and you type in Bahamas, it's going to give you Bahamas. It's going to give you a resort. What do you know about that resort? What do you know about the benefits for being at this particular resort in this particular area? So a couple of things that I like to share is the myths people have about travel advisors. Oh, it's going to cost me much more if I book through if I use a travel advisor. It's free. It's free, people. It doesn't cost you anything more. And I'll tell you one thing people don't know is even though you're going on websites and you're booking for yourself, there's always a commission built into every single travel, everything that you book. So you're not saving.
Somebody getting paid off of your travel.
That's why it's so small on the TV set.
And the thing about that, in fact, there's 3 major travel websites that's owned by one corporation. So you think you're bidding and you're
really
best.
not.
And they sit back like, look at this.
They don't care which one you go through because they're going to get some money anyway.
Exactly.
So, and that's the one thing people don't realize. Another thing people don't realize about travel advisors is that we are your human connection, to the world, to your travel destiny. Like King just said, I don't want to do that. If you're working a 40-hour work week, 60-hour work week, whatever, and then 9 times out of 10 you're at your desk on the phone trying to type in where you're going to go for a vacation, you don't really have time, especially if you got family. You got to go home and do things.
Exactly.
This is what we are here for. This is our job. We have trained diligently to be able to do this job for our clients. And for me, my client, when I get my client is my client from the beginning, throughout, and even after their destination. That's that personal touch. You want that personal relationship when somebody's dealing with what you're going to do. That's right. I mean, it's exciting work to do. I really enjoy it. In fact, I had a client that just the other week, he was in Argentina flying over to Paraguay. Flight got canceled, and they told him, hey, you got to wait 15 hours for the next flight. He don't know where the next hotel is. He don't know. It's 12 midnight.
Right.
Can you call customer service and say, hey, what am I to do? No. My client called me up at 12 o'clock at midnight, and I'm on the phone like, okay, let me find you.
Right.
Let me find you a destination. This is the kind of service you want. You can look for cheap. But cheap is not always.
You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
Not always.
You get what you pay for. Absolutely.
I still fly Spirit though. I mean, I pay for that.
Guess what? You know what? I fly Spirit too. People rag on them, but they really are
I've never flown Spirit.
That's okay.
They're okay.
All right.
I mean, I've only taken 3 flights in my life, so
Oh,
I mean,
what?
and my
Three flights and
my 3 flights
boy.
have all been with Delta. So I mean, I don't know.
That's cool.
I don't know.
We got to get you up in the sky, man.
Hey, that's the goal. That's the
We gotta
plan.
get you out
That's
here.
the
Definitely.
goal,
But
right?
I definitely can relate to that, man, because it's like even in the line of work that I do outside as the actor, like for many years, I had no manager. Like, and as soon as I got a manager to handle all that little personal little stuff, it made my life much more easier because I needed to
Right.
spend time in my scripts and developing this character. And, I ain't want to be worried about all that other stuff, man.
yeah.
So shout out to them advisors, man. That's
Thank you so
really
much.
making the travel world just that much easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said, and it's a human person. Like I hate, what I hate talking to? Automated things. Press
Right,
1 for this,
right.
or can you say this? But look, what if I'm
Absolutely.
on the speaker? You're gonna pick up all the sounds around me, then you telling me how stupid I sound. No.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it goes through.
So Shelly, tell me or tell us some of the reasons why people. And I know you told us some, but tell us more. Some reasons. Give us some reasons why people should really think about hiring a travel advisor.
Again, the education. We know that business in and out. We have personal relationships with our vendors. A lot of times, it's not about the price. It's about the product and it's about the value. What we know the industry goes through, we get firsthand knowledge of that. Another reason I would say a lot of people, they don't do things like travel insurance. There was a person that went to, I believe it was Dominican Republic. Your medical insurance doesn't cover you when you're out of the country. If you don't have travel insurance and you get hurt, you know what? They want straight cash. They want straight cash to take care of whatever injury that is. And people don't know that. So there are things that we know as advisors that the general public does not know. The other thing I would say that's major is that people tend to want the inexpensive, or they think they gotta save up. It's tax time, y'all. I'm gonna pay for my trip in full. Listen, you can pay for most trips on layaway. And a lot of people are not even aware of that because
Yes,
they're
you can.
online and they're hitting those credit cards. But you can pay for most trips on layaway through a travel advisor. We can find the better deals for you. Again, it's just all about customer service, and that's something that falls deaf on a lot of people's ears.
Yes.
Is that customer service, and people treat you according to what they hear on the phone. You can call people, customer service departments, and according to what you hear on the phone, you may not get the answers you want. We are definitely a growing breed. We generate 95% of the travel industry business. And right now, the travel industry is a $8 trillion industry and slated to grow to $15 trillion over the next 5 to 10 years.
I believe
So,
that.
and agents are coming back. They really never went anywhere, but people thought so just because they had those websites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me, I'd rather pay on my trip. Let me pay on. Let me give you a little here.
Put a
Let me give you a
something on
little
it.
there. Let me give you a little here. I'm
Hey.
paying on my trip.
Right.
I don't have it like that to be like, oh, let me cash out on flight, airfare. Flights and hotels all at one. Let
Yeah.
me give you a couple hundred here.
And I like to talk to Angelita and say, Angelita, what do you like to do? Where would you like to go? If you have a spouse, what's your family's dynamic? Your kids' age ranges. What kind of things do they like? So you get to know your clients personally. so that you can plan that trip according to what they like
Right.
and
Yeah.
make those memories, you know. So
Absolutely.
and then you develop that relationship. It's a relationship, and that's the way I look at it.
And
I
then they're
love all
always
my
going to come
clients.
back, because especially if that customer service was great with you, you know what I'm saying, the first time, people just aren't going to plan one trip. You know what I'm saying? You're going to
Yeah.
plan multiple trips, but they know that they can come back to you and
And
be
they can
like,
trust
hey,
you. Right.
The
I had-
rapport is
yeah,
great. She know how many
absolutely.
kids I got. She know what they
Yeah, I
like
don't got
to
to
do.
give too much. She know already.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
that favorite barber or that favorite hairstylist. You don't got to say much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say
Just walk,
much.
just walk straight in
Yep.
the building. There, ain't it? How you feeling today? Okay, I got you,
I
man.
got you.
Yep,
We'll
I
take
got
it.
you.
Got you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's good.
Exactly. That is nice. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we're gonna move right along. Again, King, tell them how they can get a hold of us if they want to
If
call.
you got any questions, concerns for myself, Angelita, or the guest that's on our show, you can reach us in Studio 4 at 248-838-3661. Again, that's 248-838-3661.
Okay, so I didn't get to do my Let me see. Do I have it? Oh, I didn't get to do. I don't think I got it. I can't do it. Nope, I ain't do it. I don't got it. I was gonna give my mid-roll commercial, but there's no reason for me to give my mid-roll commercial since we have the owner of One Unit Executive Protection in the building. He can give us the commercial. Like, hey, Deshaun, my fellow friend Deshaun, how are you?
Hello.
CEO of One Unit. Let me say it right. CEO.
CEO, that's Chief
CEO
Executive Officer.
of One Unit Executive Protection.
Hello, how you doing?
I mean, can we get like an applause? We ain't got no sound effects. Randy, we ain't got no sound effects. No, we ain't got no.
That's what we do.
No.
Nah, how you doing?
I mean, we
I'm good.
tried. Hold on. We might have something.
I just got to dig for him.
We got them. See,
got 'em.
we got them. We got some sound effects.
I'm going to jump right out there,
I
man.
got a lot, but I have to dig through them to find out.
I'm going to jump right out there and just ask, how many years have you been in this line of work? Because you don't look like you a man that played many games with folks, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't clenching up or nothing. I'm relaxed. I'm secure. I'm cool, brother.
I've been
I mean, because you're not a little guy here.
in the world that's small.
That's right.
6 degrees of separation.
There you go.
I've
Yeah, there you go.
been doing it for 25 years now. Been from the clubs, the hole in the walls, what we would call it, to the big clubs, to concerts, to tours, to one-on-one protection. I've done a little bit of everything. The one thing I'll say about security that the misconception is that we're there to beat everybody up.
Keep your hands off people. That's what they do. They
And
Yep.
the sad part is that you might go to one or two clubs where they do that, but it's not all of us. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we don't want to touch you. That's the last thing we want to do. We'd rather talk to you because at the end of the day, you have no win.
right.
One, you came in a party. Two, at least you got that money like that you broke. Then you intoxicated. Now you want to argue with a 300 plus 4 foot, 6 foot or better man, and you gonna tell him what you gonna do to him, but not knowing he got 10 more partners in there, the same size, that's gonna say, okay, let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, bro.
So it's, I've been around some good crews, I've been around some bad crews, but the guys that really taught me the game and how to change it where we're not security, we're an advanced hospitality.
Gotcha.
Because at the end of the day, may it be a club, may it be you, King, or Angelita, or even you, when you see me, I'm the first one you're going to see. They see you, but they're going to look right past you and say, who the hell?
Who's
Why
dog?
is he standing
Because
there
I know
like that?
I used to be a big dude. Like I still got some size, but there's a big fellow over
Right,
there, man.
right.
They look straight past y'all to see us. And our mannerism explains a lot and does a lot. We can come off too aggressive or we can come off softly, and it depends on the atmosphere. And then it depends on your clientele. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a client that say he don't want nobody to touch him.
Right.
So sometimes you might get a little aggressive security because, hey, that's our money. That my man say he don't want you to touch him, bro, you can't touch him.
Yeah.
We got to get that nod of that okay, like, oh, okay, cool. Not, sir, I'm going to need you to step back 3 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep
But
your hands to yourself.
Right now, the way the club game is very sue happy. And it's
What are they?
Sue happy. they sue you for everything now. Because the laws have changed now that if you're not identified or whatever, an assault charge goes very high and very quick in the courts now. So if you're not identified as a security team or you don't have nothing to say security, you're putting yourself out there for all kind of lawsuits.
Gotcha.
And, it's a difference. A good friend of mine has always told me it's a difference between trained and untrained. You know what I'm saying? The lack of knowledge you have in this game will put you in jail for a long time. And then at the same time, with security, the biggest thing for us is connections. Like for you, King, for example, you like to travel a lot.
Right.
Okay, say you call me, you say, well, I'm going to California. Okay, where we going? Well, we're going to go to the west side. Oh, okay, all right. Let me call a couple of people that I know over there. Where exactly are we going? What we doing? I'll send an advanced team there to test the temperature. Like, hey, man, you said you want to go to this club, but recently they just had a shooting there.
Right.
Or the police there is on high alert because of the gang activity in this area, which you want to go do a film at. You might want to let your producer know this. That's what the difference between security companies and security is.
Right.
My job as far as a security firm is that at the end of the day, the way you walk in is the way you leave. You know what I'm saying? I got to build a relationship with you maybe on the first or two times that you trust what I say.
Right.
The name of my company is One Unit Executive Protection because I chose the word one unit because when I meet a client, at the end of the day, we have to be one. Mm-hmm. It may be something you see that my team not have picked up. You be like, hey, watch that guy. Okay, now I have an extra set of eyes technically to see someone, but I trust your mannerism of how you are because you don't want no trouble. You just look, I'm just here to party, but what's going on over there? Oh, okay,
Right.
I got you. I was watching this guy, but okay, let me peep that girl or that guy going over there.
Right.
Because it's some of the smallest things
The triggers.
that triggers the biggest thing, like a brush fire. A cigarette butt could start a California brush fire. A woman and a gentleman getting into a fight at the club could start a major brawl.
Definitely.
And with the years of training, ups and downs, bumps and heads, not listening. I'm pretty blessed to be where I'm at. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of good friends in this business because as much as they love us, they hate us. Mm-hmm. They love us when they want to get in the club for free. The line always down the block. All of a sudden, I'm the man.
Right.
Man, I can't.
Right.
But when you in there, you jumping on the furniture, and I'm asking you to get down. Now all of a sudden, I'm every name in the book.
Right.
And if you don't have a thick skin or really a good, and this is the thing that y'all don't understand. Security has the biggest and best sense of humor because the things we hear, we repeat it at the end of the night and be crying, laughing like, dude, do you believe she called me this? Like, yeah, I heard that before. No, but remember when she called you this last week? And they do not, they don't remember you. It's just kind of funny, like, hey, you just cussed me out last week, but now I'm your friend.
Oh, but they remember if you had to go upside their head. They remember that.
And so the thing that's funny to me because I have been to
Not the lady on the table jumping.
no. I have been to an establishment where Sean and his team was security.
Right.
And so for me, it's just funny because no matter what's going on, Sean just has this look on his face. Like they can say whatever, and he just has like the look never changes.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they say. And then you got to think like he's, for those of you who cannot see Sean, Sean that's a big dude, okay?
The world is small.
Sean, how tall are you? You're 6'4",
380.
6'4", 380, okay? Like, he's not...
You don't want these problems.
Yeah, those are just problems you don't want. But it's funny, though, because, like, the shortest of short guys be trying to run up. They be trying it, and it's like...
No, well, the sad part recently, though, is y'all ladies.
Don't say y'all, because say the
it's
ladies.
right.
Say the ladies.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some of them can get rougher
The
than
women
dudes,
who comes to our establishments be the most aggressive now.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably Virgos too.
And Whoa, hold on. I'm a Virgo low key now. Hold on.
He a Virgo too.
I thought I was getting past.
You know what? Let me call Shauna.
But
She on here. She
but it's
Shauna, do you hear? Excuse me. Hold on. Shauna, do you hear this? Where's she at? Do you hear him talking about Virgo, Shauna? This is a mess. Yep, exactly. She like really.
Let's stick together, man. I wish other signs.
It takes a lot to do security. It's contrary to, because when I got into it, I was coming straight out of college,
That was my next question. What made you even want to get into that line of work?
Yeah. Because that was my question too, but obviously, okay, look, we thinking the same here, King.
Honestly, when I first, like I said, I haven't done an evolution in this. I used to be the one, I used to like to fight, honestly.
Gotcha.
I can see.
And
why? Because you was bigger than everybody, so you
Pretty
used to
much,
like
yeah.
you was the bully.
Yeah.
You was the bully.
Let's keep it 100.
Oh,
You say this real talk, right?
yeah,
Real talk,
you was
right?
the bully.
So I was the guy. I would be at the house chilling. My friend would call me, be like, "Hey, you want to make a couple dollars? Doing what? You want to do security? Well, I don't want to stand around all night. You got to think about it. You get to the average security guy who don't know nothing about the game. This is all he thinks. He gets paid at the end of the night. He gets to meet every woman in the club, okay? And if at the end of the night he gets lucky, he gets to get a fight. And no matter what, he's paid at the end of the night. It's like a kid that's in a house with nothing but candy and crayons that could tear it up but can't get in trouble.
Right.
Wow.
But the wake up call with that was that unfortunately I got into a situation where it was a mistaken identity. That's why I said we all look the same in black. Some gentlemen got into it at a club, and I was there partying. I wasn't working because the guys saw me coming out the door. They associated me. So I had to go to court for 3 months to fight an assault and battery case. After the film came out, they really got to looking and seeing that it wasn't me, but it was just a fact. It was an eye opener. Like, wow, I've been fighting and going through this so much with people. I never really saw that part of the game.
Right.
Because people always tell you, like, no, man, you might end up going to jail, bro, with your hand. I'm like, man, ain't nobody they ain't suing nobody. No. But when I went through it, it opened my eyes, and that's when I met up with another team. Big Odds, Hook, a lot of good guys.
How is Hook?
He good.
That's good.
I remember Big Ox.
If he listening, tell hi Hook.
These are the guys who turned me around and had me opening my eyes, because it's funny. Security touches everything, from travel agents. Travel
advisors. Get it right,
to
Sean.
actors, to radio person. That we talk and touched everybody, because besides the police in the city, we know everybody and everything. You know what I'm saying? We meet some of the roughest guys in the city to some of the best people in the city, and when you learn how to network that, the money is man.
You learn how to
Lucrative.
When you learn how to what, Sean?
Network.
When you learn, say it a little loud. Say it a little louder.
Network.
Network. Yo, network is your network.
When you decide to really be serious with it, and that switch click, and you be like, well, I could make a business out of this. That's when your eyes get open to a lot of avenues and a lot of things that you never thought, because, like I said, I was one of the bruisers of the crew. We had security teams have 3 guys. Guy at the door that you meet, hey, how you doing? Give me your money, let you in, pat you down. Then you had the guy, if you tripping, he come talk to you, man, chill out, don't relax, don't do nothing. Then they have us. Come here, we're going to grab you by whatever piece of clothes we can get a hold of, and we're going to Uncle Phil you out the door. You know what I'm saying?
But there's another thing, though, too, because there's other levels to
Yes.
1 unit executive protection. So real briefly, because we are running out of time, go over those, because I don't want people to just think, hey, your team is teams that just are just at clubs.
My team, right now, my team is to the cannabis industry, because it's booming real big in the city of Detroit. I have a nice team, licensed, armed, unarmed. I do transportation. I even have a K-9 team. I do security for every level of security that you need, from bar mitzvahs to children parties to high school parties, weddings, funerals, and
we need security at a funeral, Lord.
and
It's serious. I seen that.
It's to the point where I'm well rounded what I need. You know, I got security experience as far as doing tours. I've been on two or three tours now. I don't too much like the tour life, but because the tour life takes you away from your family. And now me being older with my kids, I can't do it as much as I like to. But the money right, hey kids, I'll see y'all in a few months. We're gonna be all right.
It's gonna be Christmas and whatever money it
We're
is.
gonna be all right. But
Right.
the thing is that when I come into these shows, and thank you again, Angelita, for putting me on these shows, I like to educate people on more the aspect and the behind the scenes of security and different levels of security that you can have.
Right.
May it be on your phone, may it be at your home, may it be when you walk from here to your car. Because there's a lot of things that security experts want to tell you, but it's not real to me. It's more like that candy square box, like, well, this is how you supposed to do. No. In the real world, that's not going to work. This is the smarter things you can do to protect yourself from point A to point B. Because especially now with these guys running around in these vans trying to snatch up women.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was going to be
I'm
my
glad-
next question.
Well,
glad
we
you
gonna
brought-
say that.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
That's a new
Yes.
movie I'm about to
Yes.
work on.
Yes.
Okay, so but we're gonna stop there because that's a new movie that he's gonna work on. But that's actually our human trafficking is our topic for the next next show.
Is it
So
really?
yeah, so
Wow.
we're gonna
Okay.
we have someone coming on to discuss that. But so we have to wrap up, and I want to thank both of you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I definitely want to thank One Unit Executive Protection because they are the sponsor for Real Talk Podcast.
Oh, man,
so
appreciate it.
we
Oh, yeah, no problem.
appreciate,
Appreciate that.
we definitely appreciate.
Gotta bring you back, bro.
Absolutely, I told him he come back anytime he wants. Anytime you coming back. But Shelly, how can people connect with you if they want to know more about a travel advisor?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can go to my website. It is renovationtravelagency.com. That is renovationtravelagency.com. And I'll tell you what, everybody listening on the phone today, if you register on my website, I will put your name in the drawing for a 3-day, 2-night free vacation.
Y'all hear that?
Hey,
renovationtravelagency.com.
How do people connect with you, Deshaun?
I can be connected by my email, One Unit Executive Protection, EP, at gmail.com. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And I guess since you put it out there for promotional reasons, the first 10 people to give me a call, I will give you a discount on my security team for your first party.
Hey, look, I gotta hang up.
Hey, and you can catch his website at www.oneunitep.com. Okay,
All right.
How we connecting with you?
And
King?
as always, you can connect with me on Instagram at I am King Wesley. That's all one word. It's IAMKINGWESLEY. And King Wesley on Facebook. And my email is kwesley79@gmail.com.
And you guys can connect with me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Angelita the Coach. Thank you for tuning in to our first show of the year.
Happy New Year.
New Year, everyone.
Gotta ring the bell.
Right, ring the bell. Woo! I'm about to crack this bottle of Branson open. I want to taste it. So we'll see you in 2.
Peace.